video, it's because God is not playing about you today. We are flowing into a prophetic word and channeled message for the chosen woman. This is for the divine feminine who is ready to stop surviving and truly start thriving. As a former hospice social worker, I have sat at the threshold of a life and death. And I'm here to tell you, baby, your identity is no longer up for debate, okay? You are a crowned woman stepping into a new blueprint of self leadership. Tap in. So let's flow. All right, collective. Woo, boy. Let's see what's bubbling underneath the surface. Let's see what is going on. Make sure that you come in and like this video, subscribe, and just show this conversation all the love possible. Immediately coming out with the Death card and the Eight of Wands. Whoa, boom, baby. Listen. Oh, we starting out with big energy. We are talking about what is being set up for you. And this is beyond a transition. This is beyond a transformation. This is something at the helms of this is a monumental step forward for you. Whatever this transition is coming fast. And I feel like you might believe you're a bit unprepared for it. Baby, you are not unprepared for it. And let me be very clear. Please allow me to be explicitly clear. People deeply believe that you are confused about who you are. People are deeply, or they deeply believe that you would be confused about who you are. But as soon as we started out with the Death card and the Eight of Wands, boom, it is very clear that their confusion was their projection. It's not you who was confused about who you were. They were confused about who you were because they thought you were who, collective? Boo-boo the fool. Okay, tap in. Are we with each other? They thought that you were boo-boo the fool. And, sometimes, as the great song goes, everybody plays the fool sometimes, and there's no exception to the rule. But here's the thing. You learn from your mistakes. Here's the thing. You learn on what not to do. You learn the protocol of what not to do the next time somebody tries to play in your face and play you for boo-boo the fool. Okay, and that's what they were prepared for that, which is why their deep-seated belief about who you were changed drastically. This is not just about a change about you, collective. Listen, we could talk about you all day, but when we're talking about the perception that changes around you, I'm talking about the vibration, the circle of what's happening around you. Oh, we dealing with something different. See, one thing I know about the high achieving, spiritually intelligent, and emotionally wise woman, what I do know about her is that women like you like to retreat when the world around them is getting just a bit too much. But I'm here to tell you, embrace that bit too much. Let me tell you something about women like you. You're not scared of that type of smoke, and you shouldn't be. The old version of you was back here like, oh no, I don't have time for the drama. Just bring the drama. Who got something to say about the woman I am today? And the only reason why you have something to say about the woman I am today, the only reason why y'all was confused is because y'all thought y'all could play in my face forever. You never expected me to grow. You never expected me to thrive. You never expected me to think for myself. You never expected me to step fully into who I have always known I was. Sometimes, collective, you see the end goal of yourself up here. It just takes a while for the reality to kind of shift there because, life be happening. Dumb stuff be happening. Serious stuff happens. Big things, small things, trauma healing, survival economy, getting out of it. But baby, one thing you've always been is you've been true to who you are. Ooh, baby, Planet B, they don't even know. They don't know who you be. They don't know. But we're about to show up. So when I'm telling you off the rip that they were deeply confused about who you were, it's because they knew that during your journey, during your transition, you had questions about yourself. You had questions about your journey, about the mistakes, about the wins. Like you were sometimes second guessing yourself. So they took that self-doubt and they magnified it and said you will always be that way. And they played in your face just a little bit too long. And let me tell you what happens when I'm looking at this death and this Eight of Wands. To you, to your eye, to your life, your journey of becoming a more healed, thank you, Planet Vic. Thank you for joining the membership. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, what to you, collective? Your journey is long, baby. To you, your journey has been multiple lifetimes, multiple seasons, multiple falls, multiple breaks, multiple breakups, breakthroughs, awakenings. Like you've gone through so much over your life. So to you, you're like, girl, I've been all my life I has to fight, okay? All my life I has to fight, baby. But to them, see, their perception of time when it comes to you is warped. So what you see as from the internal aspect is a long journey. What they see from the external is something that happened just that fast. You were overnight celebrity. Oh, see, some of y'all don't even know. Some of y'all not even understanding the spiritual prowess, the divine feminine spiritual prowess that you always held within you. This is celebrity energy, baby. That's why they always want to know what's going on with you. That's why they always in their phone looking at you on social media. That's why when you start your business, the first people that's looking on your page is them. You see what I'm saying? That's the reason why. And you thinking, oh, look, oh, me, I don't have a Bentley. I don't have, a 20 bedroom mansion. I don't have, and I'm here to get out of that. What you do have is everything they wish they had. Integrity, self-love, the ability to have self-authorship, baby, to write your own story and rewrite the traumatic parts into the winning, okay, into the winning part. See, they don't even know about the transference of going from a hard part in your mind to saying that is something that I lived through and is now a part of the way that I thrive. Tap in. They don't know about that. All they see is that you went from this to that. And for them, it happened overnight. Ooh, baby. So when I say this transformation is next level, when I say that this death card and this Eight of Wands is both you and them, it's the truth, just from different perspectives and different reasons, okay? Because now they have to deal with in their minds how far from grace they have fallen just from miscalculating and misunderstanding and playing in your face as one of God's chosen. These people are not of the light. They are attracted to the light, which is why they're attracted to you, but they are not of the light. They despise it. They hate it. It irritates them. And when I say the light, your light can come from a multitude of ways, a multitude of energies. It can be your healing light. It can be the fact that you just mind your ever-loving business, drink your green tea, eat your crackers, and watch Netflix. And baby, that's the light. Because how dare you mind your own business? Why don't you come over here into the messy world with us? So they have to reroute their own brains to accept the fact that they played in your face. And let me tell you something that's even bigger. They played in your face. Ooh. And now they want to get close to you. They played in your face, and now they want to get even closer to that divine wisdom, which is sitting right here at the bottom. They want to get close to that, but they can't. They can't. So they're going to try little fast, sneaky ways to pull up on you. So y'all might see a couple of social media posts that's passive aggressive. Let me tell you something that Meg Thee Stallion said. Okay, tap in. She said, if it's not directed, it ain't respected. Okay, tap in. So if the shoe fits and they talking about you and you know they talking about you, what they not going to do is at you. What they not going to do is at you. They're not going to at you in the way where they're going to put their problems front and center. You want to know why? Because their problems that are put front and center are the problems they truly have with themselves. Tap in. That's really the issue. Now, let me get into you as we continue to open up this prophetic and channel message, because that was just about them. Now we getting into you, collective. This death card coming into the 8 of Wands is like you just took a leap of faith. It was just like you was like, bet, I know everything that I am. I know everything that I'm not, and I'm going to figure out the rest as I go along. Whee! And you just jumped and went for what you know. You said that old version of me is, I don't know her. I don't know her. I mean, I know her, but as far as like how I want to be, that story of me is just somebody that's going to have to get healed along the way. And that's what I like about you, collective. That's what I like about women like you. You say the only way I'm going to be able to elevate and do better is if I put my feet on the ground and move. What is the phrase that we always quote on this channel? When I move, you move, just like that. And depending on what we talking about is dependent upon who and what is moving and for what reason. So I say when you move, when you say, all right, baby, let's go. Look at the people around you. Look at the people who's moving with you and saying, hey, wherever you going, congratulations, I support you, I got your back. Boom, on the people. And then look at the people who shrivel away. Look at the people who want to back up. Look at the people who side-eyeing you and snarling at you. Simply because you made an empowerment move for you. Because you recognize how emotionally wise you were. And you said, all right, I might be unprepared in other ways, but I know how to hold myself. I know how to self-soothe, and I know how to have self-leadership. Whatever else comes, I will draw from that wisdom, and I'll make the play how it comes. That is that divine wisdom, baby. That is what they despise about you and what I love about you and what you should love about yourself. Woo, tap in, tap in, tap in. Now let's really talk about, as we get deeper into this message, let's talk about what this pattern is exposing on both ends, because there's a lot happening here. There's a lot happening here on a level that maybe has not come to the surface of your life yet. And that's okay. Sometimes it takes a while for things to adjust appropriately. Okay, sometimes it takes a while for you to see the full picture. Look, we got the Page of Swords along with the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, talk about big adjustments. Talk about big adjustments. I feel like with this, wow, there's some old money wounds here. There's some old money wounds here. Tap in. Okay, Page of Swords is saying not only is it money wounds, but there's a memory of somebody. Look, the Fool came slipping right on out. There's a memory of someone doing you so bad, collective. Ooh. There is a cycle of someone continuously showing up in your life that did you so bad. And for some reason, you kept giving them opportunity after opportunity after opportunity to show that they were supposed to do right, to show that they were supposed to show up for you, to show that they were in the right mindset. And every single time they showed up to disappoint. Every single time they showed up to disappoint, collective. And it's around the money wound. So I feel like you probably gave a lot of money, attention, time that you can't get back. And let me tell you something about that time. It's not just a year. Some of you have invested decades thinking that the person that you want to do right was going to do right. That is a big deal. And I feel like around that, there's a wound that is very hard to close for you. It is extremely difficult for you to look up and say, all right, I got to close that, or all right, I'm closing that chapter. Let me give you a bit of a prompt here, a bit of a push here. Baby, you're supposed to learn from that. You're supposed to learn the behavior. You're supposed to learn the structure. You're supposed to learn their script that they've used every single time to fool you into a vagabond situation where you carrying their weight on your back. You're supposed to unpack that and do self-reflection. We could talk about how they ain't shit all that. Yes. And we're we good at it too. Well, we would tell them how they ain't shit, but whoa, let's look in that mirror and let's have some self-reflection of why we felt the need to show up in that way for this person. What was that about? That's real. That's real. So when I come out and say everybody plays a fool sometime, oh boy, that is the realest dealest. And if it took years of your life to finally see the cycle and break away, you don't punish yourself. You don't punish yourself when you have the awakening and you're recognizing, okay, this is the idiot I'm dealing with. Okay, this is somebody who ain't got it. Ain't got none of it. No emotional intelligence, spiritually in debt. Spiritually in debt. And I'm talking about, baby, they owe. They owe. Their lineage owes. Okay? Their DNA owes. They generations back in debt. Spiritual debt. Here you go trying to unhook spiritual debts for somebody who don't even recognize that they in spiritual turmoil. You trying to get them to awaken and they can't, baby, they don't even know they left from their right foot. My husband call it banana peel living, just always slipping. Everywhere they go, they can't get right. Ooh, baby. Yeah, there's a huge deficit around, a huge financial, what's the word I'm looking for, y'all? Currency debt. There's a huge currency debt that is sitting here. And like I said, it's not just money, it's your time. And a lot of you are punishing yourselves because of the time that you spent saving somebody who never even gave a damn about saving themselves. That's the part that hurts the most. And that's the part that keeps coming up, even when you invest in healing, even when you go to a therapist, even when you go to these masterminds and these retreats. The part that keeps coming up is, oh my gosh, how could they do that to me? No, baby. They did it to you because there was a wound there that they got comfortable soaking in. That's why. We know this character. I want you to heal the reason why It happened. And you can be straightforward with yourself and say, shit, I thought I was in love. I thought I knew. I was just a fool. I have no idea. Shoot, sometimes you might just say, girl, I was just a pick me. Sometimes you can say I was a pick me, goddamn, I learned how to choose me. You can say I was traumatized from the way I was raised. I thought that's what love looked like. Tap in. Oh, yeah. Because you can think that's what love looked like because you saw the love of your parents. You might have saw that's how love was expressed with your siblings. There could have been how love was expressed in your community, as a society, on social media. Like, you could have a full picture of what being a loyal, supportive person looks like, and it be completely wrong because it completely bypasses your value and spiritual framework. I need y'all to type of one in the chat if y'all with me. Somebody type of one in the chat. Somebody say I praise. Somebody say yes in the chat. Let me know. Because this is a graduation. Hi. This is a graduation of who you used to be. When I said you are a crown woman stepping into a new blueprint of self-leadership, I meant that. I meant that. Woo. Let me tell you something. This wound right here with this 5 of Pentacles, baby, this is the light. This is the way, because it gives you a place to start, even if it's still painful. And I'm not saying that the pain ever goes away. What you learn to do is you learn to move through it, and you learn that it doesn't trigger you like it used to. That's the point. Grief of loss. The loss never goes away. I've never, in all of my years as a hospice social worker, I have never followed up with a family who said it still hurts. It still feels like the day that we lost them or lost her. And what they've learned to do is take that grief and build love around it, build support around it. Handle it internally. Because in this, there was a loss of self. There was a piece of you that drifted away as well. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay for it to be honored. Ooh. It's okay for it to be honored. Oh, my goodness. How many of you have felt that before? How many of you have felt grief so deeply, not just because of the person that you were, that you gave to somebody, but because the removal of that person required a deep examination of self? How many of you have gone through that? It is hard. It takes a lot of inner work. And it's not something that should be easily dismissed. It's a part of your story. It's a part of your survival. And it's also a part of the reason why you thrive the way that you do, woman. One thing I don't like about the way society handles women is they treat their scars as if it's a forever pain point, as if that is all they are. As all women are their scars. And that's why I have a beef with the spiritual in the industry as a whole, not the spiritualist, but the way it's marketed, because it's always marketing to women who are in crisis. But the women I'm speaking to, they understand crisis, and they have either moved on from it, or they're looking to move out of that cycle into one that honors their healing. Which is why I created the Witness Woman, okay? Because your becoming her actually became. And a lot of you don't even know that you became until you hear somebody give it back to you. Okay? Tap in. Click that link that's pinned in the comment section in the description. There is life after healing. Now, let's get into the plain Jane truth of it all. Let's see what really needs to be said out here, because baby, sometimes, woo-wee, what came out? Look, crisis, quarter life crisis. Whoo, what's that? Judgment, trying to figure out direction, where to go. Oh baby, there's a crisscross happening here. What's this? Okay, money and coming out, baby. Oh baby, girl, what's at the bottom? Blessed and temperance, balance. Oh baby, let's get into it. First, we got quarter life crisis. What needs to be explained? What needs to be explained is that a lot of you are at a threshold, and I need to point it out to you, and I'm going to be very explicit about it. You're at a crossroads, you're at a threshold, you are at a portal, and you are at an opening and a closing at the same damn time. And the reason why you are having trouble crossing into that next version of yourself is because the old version feels unfinished. It feels unfinished. But there's no evidence. There's no evidence that it is unfinished. And it only feels unfinished because owning your entire story is powerful. And that power scares a lot of you. And being empowered scares a lot of you. Let me tell you something. Y'all pour so much into somebody else non-stop. Y'all done poured into mamas, daddies, sisters, brothers, best friends, cousins, aunties, uncles, strangers, people, this, that, the job, the other thing. Y'all done poured so much. Girl, I had to be like a typewriter to be that old. I got to come back and start over again. Y'all done poured into everybody else. But when it's time for you to be poured in, what y'all doing? Y'all hiding. Oh no, I don't need that. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Need all of it. Okay? And receive it. Can we get to the receiving conversation real quick? I won't harp on it, or maybe I will. I don't know. But let's talk about receiving real quick, because this comes up a lot. And we got Bitcoin investment, which means there's a lot. There's a lot of return that's happening, a lot of favor that's happening, a lot of overflow that's about to just start pouring in. And you got to learn how to come out and receive it, baby. You got to learn how to come out and receive it. Page of Cups. This is new to a lot of you. This is new to a lot of you because you have been conditioned. Listen. You have been conditioned to manifest everything that you want, but you have not been fully conditioned on receiving it. That is why money can feel liquid through your hands. That is why saying, I deserve it, I need it, I want it, I deserve it, I need it, I want it, feels like a job to you. That's why holding on to things feels like a lot. Good things feels like that's why sometimes your mind will go into, okay, I got something good. Now what trash is about to happen now? I know some bullshit about to happen. When you train yourself to receive, the overflow becomes much easier to get control of. Yeah. And then your discernment in that overflow becomes stronger and deeper. Oh boy. I'm telling you, that reception, that receiving, that it's like y'all be rebuking it. And that is a part of how women are conditioned, especially high achieving women, especially high capacity women, women who can hold a lot. Also, as I'm talking about receiving this, sorry, I'm just channeling this message, y'all. But can we talk about the high capacity woman right now? Because there's a lot of chitter chatter, and I agree with some of it. A lot of chitter chatter that you don't have to, hold so much. You don't have to do so much. But some women are just naturally wired to want to take on the world and be okay with it. There are women who are wired to say, bring it all on. I want the doctorate. I want the double doctorate, the triple doctorate. I want to be an astronaut, a world chef. I want to have 15 dogs, including a King Corso and a little tiny Chihuahua. I want to cook, clean. I want to do. It's women out there who want to do it all. And to say, oh no, you shouldn't do it all. You should want to rest. You should want your love language to the world is doing everything. Your love language to yourself is doing everything. And if you have the capacity to do it, then I'm not going to tell you to stop. What I am going to tell you to do is be more discerning with what you give or who you give your energy to. Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell you. And then if you want to rest and be dainty and be feminine, girl, do it. But you are not less divinely feminine because you have a high capacity. And there are women who don't have high capacities. There are women who are just like, I've been high capacity and I want to sit down and mind my business. I don't want to move from this couch. I want to just wake up and go to the beach every day. I have been that woman. I've been on both sides. I've been high capacity. I've been high capacity in the military. I was high capacity when I got to school. I was high capacity in corporate America. I was high capacity with running my own business, still high capacity in that. And then there are days and there are weeks and there are months where I'm just like, I'm done. I'm going to just be a professional beach bum. Whew. Receiving. Let me get back to that. Sorry, y'all know when I go on the channel message tangent, I gotta go in. Because these messages are important for women like you. You're multifaceted. You are not a monolith. And the world wants you to present one way all the time. And some days you barely got it in you. Some days you want the phase of your cycle where you just straight up just tired, fatigued, everything irk you. Why you gotta show up high capacity for that? To please somebody else? That don't even make any sense. No. But let me get off that tangent. And let's circle back to this message, divine message of coming out to collect yours, coming out to receive everything. And the coming out being sideways because you're still on the fence about whether or not you deserve to receive something that is beneficial, that is a profit. Yeah, you're supposed to profit off of your labors. You're not supposed to just be coming out even unless that is the agreement that you made with the other party. That's why there is a mass exodus and rewriting of what's happening with women in business. Oh God, and the men's can't stand it. They just over here. If I turn to one more article about women taking control of their lives and women locking up their wombs, because they said, hell no, we won't go. I'm going to just start a whole wall of just articles of these dudes just losing their mind because women are deciding to reclaim their power in a way that's never been reclaimed before. They got all types of laws going on. They like, hey, we got to stop these women from receiving. We got to stop these women from making money, from having choices. Dad, y'all shut the hell up. The future is female. Y'all missed the memo 50 years ago when women started putting the play into the cycle. Y'all missed it because y'all don't be paying attention. And we told y'all to pay attention, but y'all ain't listen. Listen. They don't know. But yes, baby, this blessed. Oh, wake up in the morning feeling fresh to death. I'm so blessed. That's that Jill Scott. Jilly from Philly. But yes, coming out to collect your investment, coming out to collect your overflow, coming out to collect your abundance, coming out to collect your truth, coming out to collect the debts that are owed to you. Oh, okay. So see, this is the conversation we need to have, because see, people that played in your face, these fools that played in your face at the very beginning of this channel message, they out. And you know what Rihanna said? What she said? Pay me what you owe me. Don't act like you forgot. What she say? I got it. Shots. What she say? Like blah, blah, blah. Pay me what you owe me. Don't act like you forgot. Bitch better have my money. Because when you coming out to receive, baby, what Rihanna say? Turn up to Rihanna, got the whole club getting wasted. Every time I drop, I am the only thing y'all playing. That's that celebrity status I'm talking about. That's the celebrity status. Listen, y'all think I'm playing with you? Y'all think I'm playing? Oh boy, this is next level. This is next level energy. That is what needed to be said. What needed to be said is for you to come out and collect. You can't collect in your own home. Well, you can. But there's so much out there to collect on. And because you got this, I already know that y'all at home doing your rituals. I already know y'all got 50-11 candles, salt, sage, eucalyptus. Already know that y'all got the resin on the stove. Okay, somebody done sent y'all something from over there. I already know y'all whole entire house is blocked. It got blockages and all types of gates up for the spiritual enemy. So even if you want it, hi India, even if you want it, if ain't nobody pay, you shall not pass. Okay, Gandalf in this bitch. Okay. Better be said and is and do it. Listen. Some divine feminine conversations just need to be happening off of this platform. Woo. Yes. The Holy Spirit is all through me right now, y'all. I am excited for this message. I am excited for this message, and it really takes me to this place of what, like, where is this located? Where is your power actually located? And a part of it, I feel like, is in your voice, but there's something else happening here that we truly need to hone in on. What's the deck I want to use, y'all? This might be it right here. Let's see. Where is your power located? With the 10 of Pentacles. I feel like I need to play some spades right now. Son. Now listen, that's a that's a scary movie reference. And if you don't know, you don't know. But if you do, you do. Baby, Ace of Pentacles to the Ten of Pentacles. What I say about that overflow? Where is your power actually located? It is located in what the honorable and well-respected Mr. Krabs, okay, who lives in Bikini Bottom, would say. The power lives in the money. The power lives in the abundance, the money. Yeah, tap in. Okay, listen. Yes, things are spiritual. That's beautiful. But baby, the divine feminine needs to get their hair done. They need their nails done. Okay, they need their gym membership to get that booty up. Okay, listen, the power is in the money. So if you are straight up in the middle of your manifestation rituals, your prayers, listen. Yes, you're supposed to do intercession. Yes, you're supposed to have Thanksgiving and say thank you so much. Don't forget to ask for money. Cold, hard, cash, diamonds, gold, gifts. Don't forget. Don't forget to ask. As a matter of fact, direct the conversation to the funds. If you're looking for more time, that is a part of the money. That is a precious commodity. Some of y'all looking just for an extra hour a day to focus on your business. If that's what you're looking for, I need you to put that into your manifestation. And just look how it's coming. It's almost like the fact I'm looking at this, and this looks like old money. Baby, this looks like old money from the other side of the threshold. Type of one in the chat if you're seeing what I'm seeing. This is how I'm interpreting this message. This looks like old money from the threshold of your ancestors, baby. Reaching out to you to give it. Now, see, many of y'all don't know this, but I stopped doing this a long time ago because it was too many access points being open. I've since strengthened myself since then, and I made for special clientele start doing this again. But I used to do ancestral readings, and my God, I was good at it. I pick up an ancestor in a heartbeat, and I still have, when I was doing them on TikTok, I was tapping into people who was like, whoa, you talking about my grandmama right there. Down to the color of their eyes, the color of their clothes, the space that they were in, the environment, baby. So when I say that, baby, when y'all into your rituals, when you are at your altar, or if you are feeding your internal altar, if you are in your prayer, baby, do not forget that your ancestors are you are a representation of your lineage. And you had ancestors, what I see at the bottom there, Two of Swords. You have ancestors that have gone to warrior class, high spiritually functioning, and manifesting strong. Empress coming out. The power of 3. Baby. Look, and giving. The 6 of Pentacles. Pentacles running all through this ish. 3 of Pentacles. Community. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yo. If you have been called to do a ritual, if you have been called, and I have not forgotten that many of you have said you wanted some tips and tricks, or not tricks, there really are no tricks, some tips in your rituals. I have not forgotten. Please, y'all, just give me a little bit of leeway. My calendar is filling up for the witness woman. If you want to get on my calendar, you make sure you hit that link and you book your alignment call. Okay? Because baby, we about to get it in. Okay? But if you've been called to do rituals, to be more insightful of your journey, of maybe reading your sacred text, whatever your sacred text is. If it's the Bible and that's what you feel close to, because many of us were raised on that, there's nothing wrong with that. If it's the Quran, let it be the Quran. If it's the Egyptian Book of the Dead, let it be that. If it's this, whatever. If it's a podcast, whatever it is that brings you home, gives you a deeper canon, a deeper respect, because the wisdom, the top of funnel wisdom that takes you deeper internally, baby, that's what you do. I feel like many of you are being called to where this power is actually located. It's the power of the pen, the power of the tongue, the power of discernment. It is the power of your clarity to know that you are worth receiving it. Yeah. And I feel like as soon as you say, baby, I require this amount, the first thing that's going to happen is the mindset shift. Okay, let's talk about it. You can want the money. I felt like I said this earlier. You can want the money. You can want it and not have the mindset to handle it. Money mindset is a real thing. That is why there are many powerful women out here who only speak to the money mindset. Because many of us have been generationally trained to give money away or hoard it in a way where it doesn't work for us. If you are going to ask for your abundance and your overflow, no matter which realm or direction you do it in, you better be prepared for the mindset shift. That is the shift that is required right now. There's no doubt about it. The money, the abundance, let me stop saying money. The abundance mindset shift is what's required right now. So we talked about you receiving. We spoke about what it means for you to stop playing yourself and saying that you don't deserve something. And now we're talking about there is abundance, overflow, not waiting for you to reach some unattainable level. Is the abundance is already here. The transmission that happens for you to receive it is to shift your mindset and then also call it into existence. Yeah. You got to call it into existence. It's the portal, the threshold that many of us stand at. And it's the threshold that many of us turn back around and we run away because it's new, right? And I'm here, baby. I'm gonna push you. I'm sorry. Let me just push you through the threshold. I'm gonna push you with love, okay? With love, all right? You're not gonna do it alone, but baby, if you say you're ready, then we ready. If you're ready, then we go. What we waiting for? Tap in. Tap in. So the shift is the mindset. It is not what I might need to think about. It's not what could be coming. This is the mindset is saying, baby, I am worthy and mean it. I am worthy and mean it. That is the shift that is required right now. Yeah. Some of y'all coming out of that, woo-wee, that awakening just happened. 4 Pentacles in reverse. That awakening just happened, and some of y'all ready to let that comfort level go. That that moment of life where you're just like, okay, I'm done pretending that me being comfortable in this poor provincial life on some freaking Beauty and the Beast Belle shit. Okay, she was singing, I want much more than this provincial life, and girl, she got it. Her journey was crazy. But when the beast transformed, was he not fine? And did he not learn his lesson? Okay. Anyway. Oh, girl, the trolls be troll. Let's take a moment. Let's take a moment to go back to the beginning of this conversation because I just saw a comment from my good sis. And she said, the trolls almost made me cry. Baby! The trolls are going to troll. I am blessed that I have a wonderful Travis in here that blocks the trolls, because sometimes they come in here and I'll be like, where in the world do these people come from? Sometimes I just have to say to myself, they are contributing to the algorithm. Go ahead on and go off. Sometimes the trolls are only here to distract you. Baby, we file those trolls in the spiritual warfare category of online monitoring spirits. Yeah. And sometimes the trolls are literally people that you know. Sometimes the trolls can be the people that say they are your friends or your family. Their goal is for you to not recognize that your abundance is beyond them. Your abundance is outside of the scope of their practice. What they're meant to do is distract you in every which way, including distracting your grounding energy that allows you to do what you do. And what you do is highly, highly spiritual. Oh, baby, they're going to come for you. What you do is high vibrational spirituality. They are going to come for you. And that goes for any woman who's just operating in her frequency, in her alignment. They're going to come for you. It's just a matter of how. And it depends on the modem that you use to elevate. If your modem to elevate is through your corporate job, baby, the troll's going to be in front of your face at the corporate job, at the corporate meetings, at the gatherings, okay, at the conferences. If your modem for high vibrational energy is through the internet, like you and I, oh, baby, they're going to come for you on the internet. They're going to spread lies about you. They're going to distract you with a chat. They're going to do all of that. All of it. That is where the self-leadership, the spiritual self-leadership comes into play. That is where you have to train your mind to recognize when somebody is being passive aggressive, nice, nasty, where somebody truly wants to know information and they just want to absorb the knowledge and the energy and the skill. And then people who just want to downright use you and have you looking like a fool out here. Tap in. And you know what? My moderator just said something very important, but I'm going to counter that with the Bone Thugs and Harmony lyric. Okay? Y'all know I love to pull out a lyric, then we're going to get finished this message. Okay? Hold on, y'all. The name of the song is, oh, man. What is the name of that song? Battlefield. Woo-wee. Battlefield. Battle Zone. Sorry. Okay. And this is, I want to make sure I quote it correctly. Hold on. I'm going to find it. Because he said something that was so profound. And the fact that you said that, it made me look it up. Hold on. Here you go. Boom. Found it. Tap in. He said, I never keep my enemies close. This is Chris's crazy bomb. Okay. He said, I never keep my enemies close because I got a perfect view of them in my scope. That's close enough. That's actually one of my favorite songs by Bone Thugs and Harmony. Battle Zone. He said, I never keep my enemies close because I got a perfect view of them in my scope. That's close enough. It's close enough. It ain't gonna be no I2 brute, ain't gonna be none of that. Whew. Mindset shift. Woo-wee. Let's get into y'all. Let's get into this higher message real quick. What does this give us? Oh man. Yeah. It's really a great song, actually. Look, we got the 4 of Cups. Yeah. With the 3 of Wands. And I feel like that this perfectly shows exactly what we're talking about here. This is the takeaway. This is what is the point of everything. You can be moved. You can be in a person who is emotional. You can be someone who feels, because a lot of you, your love language shows through your emotions. And I get that. I'm one of those people too, right? Where it comes up to the top and then you recognize it and you can bring it back down. But it might take a moment. Everything is not for everybody. All displays are not for everybody, which is why I can go back to the top of this message when we started to extract the overall energy. And I said, there are people who are going to look at your journey and believe that you are an overnight celebrity, that you are an overnight success, because they didn't see everything that was happening internally, nor did you show it. So you didn't look like what you've been through. Oh, baby. And that hurts them. That hurts them. And because you gave them no play, because there was nothing to give them, they are scrambling to find a reason to continuously troll you. But what they don't know is that their efforts are futile. Their efforts are for the wind, for the dust. No, nobody cares. Why? Because the collective is focused on something that is grander, that is more powerful. Something that is vast, that is deeper, that takes them from here to here. Quickly. That is what's coming. Remember, we had the 8 of Wands. So whatever this deep wound was, whatever that energy that kept you stuck, that allowed these people to think that you was an easy mark, it is now gone. Remember what I said. The abundance is already here. The threshold is already here. Nobody is playing games. Ooh-wee. And a lot of you are having a true awakening in this season, where you are ready to just say, you know what? Everything that I thought I knew that I thought kept me balanced is not real. I have to move on. I have to move on. And baby, I am here for it. And so the energy that says, hey, look at me, I'm here to distract you. Let them be their clown and their circus. Okay, you don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to be a fan. You don't even have to watch the elephants stomp all over their heads, because that's what's going to happen anyway. Okay, what you are focused on is something so much bigger. Now, let me be very clear, because I know I have my petty divine feminines in here who love to sharpen their swords, on people that like to play in their face. I said earlier, bring the smoke. And some high capacity woman has the time, the space, and the resources to be petty. And if that is your lane, baby, I say open up a class and teach the rest of us. Okay? Make your money, baby. If you are queen of petty and you live the life and you know what it's like for people to play in your face, teach the upcoming class. Okay? What you thought I was going to say? No, don't do that, girl, please. There are women who are built for the clap back. There are women who say, listen, my greatest revenge is my success and also my mouth. Tap in. There is a woman I follow on Instagram right now. She is a makeup artist and an influencer. And baby, most of her videos, outside of her lifestyle videos, all of the videos where she's putting on her face, she cussing somebody smooth out. And still getting brand deals. Because her bigger arch in life is really underneath all of it is anti-bullying. And people try to shame her, call her mad names, bully her to just outrageous. Oh shit. Okay. Outrageous. But her overarching message is that she has the capacity, tap in, she has the capacity to inform the world the different formats of what bullying looks like under different circumstances and the clapback of it all. And she does it with class, with elegance, with love, and a lot of great vocabulary. Tap in. So I am here for the clapback if that's the capacity that you can hold. Multifaceted. You are a multifaceted woman. And as I said at the beginning, I am here to tell you your identity is no longer up for debate. So we talked about the energy, we talked about the pattern, we talked about the truth that needed to come out, which is you are ready to receive. We talked about the power, which is coming from a whole different ancestral energy that you've never even experienced before. That's why some of y'all might feel charged up. Some of y'all might be experiencing being charged up, knowing that something big is coming and mistaking it for anxiety. It ain't always anxiety. Talk about what's happening in real life and the shift that must happen, the mindset shift around your abundance and how you're going to receive it. And now we're talking about where you place your efforts and how you do that. Now, we can close out there, or we can take it a little step further, okay? What y'all want to do? Y'all want to go home, or y'all want to take it a step further? Let's go a step further. I think if you want me to go further, type further in the chat. If I get two furthers, I'll go further, okay? And we're going to bring out the big dogs. That's right. All right, Travis said we here. Travis said we are here. What is demanding your attention, baby? This is for my high achieving, high capacity, spiritually gifted, spiritually aware, emotionally wise, ancestral gift giving, gift receiving, big money energy, big just bosses. This is what their segment is. So what is demanding your attention? Oh, people who are trolling you. That is what's demanding your attention. Dark horse. So something unexpected, something shadowy, something clandestine. Woo, that word, my God. Something that is like trying to sneak its way in. Discernment. Big discernment. What is demanding your attention? Shit that you don't need to be paying attention to. What is demanding your attention? This wound. This wound is telling you, hey, come back and visit me and give me another chance to open up. And I'm telling you right now, what you going to say to the wound? Wound, you've been healed, and we're not going to pour salt on you. Okay, tap in. All right? No. You're being healed. Absolutely not. Manipulation. Yeah. Being held hostage in this space is, I feel like this might be a hostage takeover. Spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. Yes, this is an old situation that is demanding your attention. And we are telling that energy to F all the way off. My East Coast had to come back. You got to get up while I'm here. And some of y'all might be, you're calling me to come back to the streets. No. It's not necessary. Because these suckers out here, they are very scary. Tap in. Nobody's playing any games. That's right. Healed. Healed, baby. 100%. Let's talk about what's still running that needs to be closed. Woo-wee. Yeah, some of y'all are still running off of that old energy, and what God has asked you to do is, oh my gosh. The fact that synergy came out in reverse, what old script is still running, you were completely out of whack. You were completely out of whack. I feel like some of you just felt disorganized. You felt like there was so much going on. It's like you couldn't even grasp a thread to keep your life together. Baby, I am telling you, once you get an inkling, that's going to be a part of your discernment. That is going to be a part of your spiritual, moral, ethical, and abundance discernment. When things start feeling too out of whack for you and it starts to feel familiar, like a familiar out of whackness, that's letting you know that you are slipping back into an old mindset or old behaviors that is not becoming of this new era, this new blueprint of self-leadership. Okay? If it's taking you away from your achievements, taking you away from your goals, if it feels like the self-trust is slipping, that's a place you don't want to be. That is you. That is an old script running in the background, and we gotta central alt delete all of that. Now, what else is ready to be owned here? I'm looking at fear and ancient. Whoa. Yeah, this is very interesting to see ancient and fear and karmic all together. What truth is ready to be owned? Baby, the truth that's ready to be owned is that a lot of your predecessors messed up. I had to say it out loud. A lot of you are rewriting ancestral and generational history as you live right now. Many of you are rewriting spiritual declarations and codes for future generations right now, as you breathe, as you live, as you speak, as you watch, as you pray, as the world turns. So it makes sense that there's a lot of distraction happening, a lot of distraction calling you back, saying, hey, come back out of synergy. And because you are the first to do it, because there is no blueprint for you redistributing the ancestral generational wealth and dissipating that which was harmful at one point. Oh, baby. It's scary. It almost feels like it's got you hostage. Like you're on your own. You don't know what to do. It almost feels like they want you to be confused. Whoa. Talk about full circle message. God is not playing about you. They are confused about who you are, deeply confused about who you are. I just didn't recognize that the deeply wasn't just an internal misunderstanding of however the enemy decides to present itself in your life at that moment, but who also had you deeply confused were your ancestors who were hell-bent on doing the wrong thing. Because all your ancestors, they ain't on the up and up. So when the righteous ancestors say, we have something to give you, this is the correction, this is the truth, this is the wisdom, this is the love, you must appropriate the funds, the funding to rewire what we weren't able to finish on this planet. Baby, your assignment, woo-wee, your assignment, baby, is in alignment. This is the knowing. This is where the survival turns into thriving. And that's what a lot of you are feeling. That's what's in the pit of your gut. Because you keep saying, listen, I'm more than what this earth is trying to tell me I'm worth. I'm more than what somebody placed on me. I am valuable. You know it, and you feel it, and you see it, and you show it, baby. That is a divine download that you are getting. It is a direct transmission through your ancestral DNA. That is the internal strength that is available. That is the truth that is ready to be owned. Pride. Yeah, this is a far more superior energy than you know that this energy transcends anything what somebody else got to say. And that goes back to me saying even earlier, who want the smoke? Somebody want to come to you talking about that we got smoke for you, and it's almost something in you that's like, baby, then where is it at? Let's set the fire. That's the ancestral speaking to you. That's the beating of the war drum. Wow. Give me a decision here. Give me a decision here. My goodness. Ooh, what's coming out here? Creative expression with perception with Ibis. Ooh-wee. Quick-witted, sharp, wise, intuition, discerning, personal development, and ooh-wee, innovative and a visionary. Which one? Which one? How many of you are having more vivid dreams, more vivid daydreams? Sometimes you can't even determine when you're dreaming and where reality is. How many of you can just know a situation is about to happen, and then 10 minutes later, boom, it happens right in front of your face. Baby, the veil is very thin. And I'm telling you, the veil is thin. See, now I gotta tap in. Wickedness in high places is real. And what these hoes are refusing to understand is that as they are destroying the veil that keeps the supernatural safe from the natural with the energies and the portals, what they are failing to recognize is that as they tear down those veils, they're receiving a certain frequency of energy that they think is giving them power, but also it's connecting us as well. Oh, because the hole that they are breaking through, the dimensions, it's like Three Body Problem. Okay, now Three Body Problem, the show is on Netflix, but the books are very interesting. And in the books, it says in the vastness of the universe, if you make a sound, if you send out a signal, at first glance, anybody in the universe, they might see it, but they don't really know what direction it comes from until you send out a second signal. And now everybody's eye is on you. I think it's called like the dark forest theory. Now everybody's eye is on you. Now everybody knows where to go to find you. And the assumption is that only evil is there. Baby, the way that wickedness in high places is getting their asses whooped right here on planet Earth, we are watching it go down. That's why we got these leaders out here talking about, listen, we want a deal. We want to, listen, let's make a deal. Open up some suitcases around here. They are getting their asses whooped. You think they just getting their asses whooped here on planet Earth? The spiritual realm is on fire, baby. And guess who set fire? My peoples, your peoples, the righteousness. The blood that was spilled on this land, on this planet. You think they're not coming to claim what's theirs? They got a job to handle in the supernatural, and your job here is to make sure that the path lives on. However that shows up for you. I don't know. You know, let me just say this. I mean, all of this is allegedly. Okay? Y'all ain't gonna come from my hands. All this is allegedly. Okay? Woo-wee. Oh my goodness. I want to close out with the next few cards collected. Wow, this was a powerful message, and I knew it. I called it before I even got live. If y'all check this chat, I went up and I said, Travis, this is going to be a powerful message. And sure enough, it was. Come on out. Come on out. Woo-wee, look at that. Y'all ain't gonna believe this. Higher knowledge with escape. Higher knowledge with escape, baby. Look, an attraction and angelic and argument. Higher knowledge. Wise, scholarly, intellectual, expert. Oh, because these hoes want you to have to go to school for 150 million years to be called an expert. Since when has your lived experience not been considered a field of expertise? Escape, break free, fly, exit. I'm telling you, this higher knowledge, baby, it is whooping the enemies behind, and you are a direct recipient of the winnings. The kingdom of heaven is where? The queendom is what's inherited here on earth. Yeah. And what's happening? What is happening at the higher level? Angelic coming out, baby. What's happening on this higher level? Divine, godly, celestial, beauty, dreamlike, peace, perfection, guidance. And it's being attracted. It is attractive. Everybody is looking. Everybody is out here looking. And when they get up to this hole that has been blown wide open because these wickedness that should not be in high places are doing what they're doing to the energetic, to the magnetic fields of the dimensions of the realms. What happens when your righteous ancestors show up? Oh, it's a problem. You can get bucked in the club, roll with your hood, get stomped in the club. That's what's happening. That's what's happening, y'all. And I know I'm not speaking on a spiritual level that my high achieving, high capacity, spiritually gifted, emotionally wise, women empowerment. I know y'all get exactly what I'm saying because everybody is feeling it. It's just manifesting in you differently. Ooh-wee. So who are you becoming through this? You are becoming the creation that you were always meant to be. Creation, the action, tap in. Y'all ready? Creation, the action or processing of bringing something into existence. Crown chakra, as we close out this message. Baby. This is representative of a spiritual connection. Now, I'm going to say this again for everybody that is tapped in during this conversation. We have just now had a flow through a prophetic word and a channeled message. And this is for the woman who is just tired of surviving and ready to thrive. These messages are multi-layered, and it represents the journey that many women are going through now, what they've been through before, where they are, and where they're going. If you want to be witnessed in your journey, I want you to click the link that says The Witness Woman and get on my calendar for a discovery call because spaces are limited and they're filling up fast. My one-on-ones are out of this world. And you can look at all of the what women are saying, the testimonials on my website. Women are absolutely blown away at what it feels like to be witnessed and held in their journey without needing to be fixed, without them being told there's something wrong with them, without them having to be sold a $20, $50, $75,000 container. No, some women just want a private experience to shed the old version of themselves and stand fully in who they are and who they were always meant to do meant to be, from a spiritual lens, from a divine feminine lens, from a practical lens, without being shamed and without having to share it in a group. So check out The Witness Woman. Again, my name is Cass Young, and I know that you found this video because God is not playing about you. And boy, did they deeply, deeply confuse themselves about who you truly are. I will see you on the next live stream. Don't forget to set your reminders for Sunday at 4:44 p.m. We are going to do a State of the Crown, where we're talking about spiritual warfare, how it is reflecting upon the crown, and what to do about it. Okay. I love you guys so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hi, Joe. Love you guys. I will see you later. Don't forget to share this video, like it, and if you feel so inclined to continue to grow our community, make sure that you subscribe as well. My name is Cass Young. I'm right here on YouTube. You can join my newsletter at cassyoung.com, and I will see you soon. Bye.